Welcome everybody to the WBC Podcast. We're going around the table. We got expert opinions combined with expert entertainment and definitely some interesting conversation. So welcome to the family. Appreciate y'all being here. Well, here's another question, man, to kind of push things forward, just a content pusher. Who do you guys think in the NBA reminds you of you? Or who do we think reminds each other of us?
I like that.
I would say that in my
year
terms,
again?
I think I got a mix of,
Some years I was cold.
Game, man. We gotta be able to just say we know how we played, especially if we wasn't in a system of college or high school. We going to the gym and playing. Because I never, to be honest, I never thought, a little bit at the Basin, where I really played my game the way I would play at open gym at the college level or system. You know what I mean? In Cleveland, I think I had some my senior year. And then at the Basin, a little bit, because I was still killing up there. But not really the way I went to open gym and played. Yeah, I wouldn't have played like that the way I did in college. I would say for me, maybe a Sean Marion.
I was going to say the same thing.
I was going to say
Sean Marion.
Something like that.
Or Corliss Williams.
I was going to say Sean Marion for you.
I can see that.
Daniel.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who do y'all think? Because I could say something for all of y'all if you want me to go first.
You ain't go first, D.
Ain't nobody got none?
What, for you?
Well,
I was going to say Sean Marion.
I can go for everybody.
Yeah, I think that Corliss Williamson for you.
Who?
I can see it. I can see that.
For D, or I can see
For
Sean
who?
Marion. Corliss Williamson.
For Daniel?
But I was more, he was more beastly. He was more beastly.
He's player
Hassan.
He's player of the year in college basketball, man.
James, you are a fucking pure fool.
He looking for light-skinned bald head. He looking for light-skinned. He gonna say Boozer next.
Hey, D said, you know I'm not trying to be funny, right?
Big baby.
No, we clowning. I'm just having fun. I think Corliss Williamson is a good pick, but I do think he had more girth, like more beast.
He's like strong and stuff.
And then I think I have more athleticism than him.
Yeah.
Like I played with a more athletic, energetic type of role.
Yeah. And that's where the similarity to Sean Marion come in.
That's why I say with Sean Marion.
For running the floor, because you could get out and run the floor. That's what you did. You got to get out and run the damn floor.
Right. And then I could give you a little bit of the guard stuff. That's what I think held me back. I didn't work hard enough at my guard stuff. Because really, me and Ime was kind of going neck and neck.
We got on the pistol Pete's late.
In that position, and then he just ran with it and became a guard. I remember Ime being in open gym like, nah, I'm not doing post-up. I'm not playing big.
Yeah. He had to fight it for a while. Remember that?
I'm a guard.
He would fight it. Be like, man, get down low. I'm doing out here. Be like, man, that's stupid. Stop playing like that, man.
That was something he had to carve out in order to really sustain and end up being an NBA player, a 3-and-D solid type of NBA player. I know when I first saw Donovan Mitchell, he reminded me of IG, the way they move without the IG wasn't as athletic as him. Yeah. But the way they move and the way they kind of just had that calm demeanor on the court, just kind of controlling the pace. I think he remind me some of that. Corliss Williamson kind of got some Haas in him, where Haas did some of that with the bigger body and was able to
definitely got some of that.
I'm tractor trailer with Haas.
Have some skills. I mean, you got to think of a bigger body because that played a role. And me and Haas used to go at it all the time.
Or Big Baby or tractor trailer.
Big Baby might be a good one, but
I would think it got to be a big body dude that's undersized that gets more out of the shit.
Right.
Haas wasn't like funky.
Right.
Because I mean, you know, Oz was big for our level, but he was playing on a higher level. He would be an undersized big, but regardless of that, he still got more out of his size and potential, you know, being an undersized dude.
But
Man,
that's
I
the
think
big
maybe a more skilled,
Oz could mid-range you.
a more skilled
you.
Kendrick Perkins, but had more skill, like could do the shooting mid
He
range.
way more skilled than Kendrick Perkins.
Kendrick Perkins couldn't score like me.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say.
what I mean. He had more skill than him.
Rebounded.
You had more skill than Kendrick.
Hey, and P said I had some 30s and some bunch of
No,
20s.
you could.
Hey,
Nah, that's what I mean.
But
No,
see,
no, hold on.
You the ball in the
high
post.
school.
They can throw you the ball in the
Hey.
I want
post.
to see him in college too.
Hey,
Right.
hold up. I just heard Kendrick Perkins talking like less than a week ago, and he was telling the story
He was
about when he
watching it. That
when he was
me
in high
watching.
school, and he was just saying he was like he went to a few different things. He was like, man, it was like
Yeah.
he's like I'm way out. He was saying he was way ahead of high school players. Like that's what he had a term for.
Right.
That it was just he was destroying them. He's like, man, I was beating that rim up. I was tearing that rim up. He said,
Nah, that's on the All the Smoke. When you was on that. I see
yeah,
it.
that's what I just saw it on. That's what I saw it on. I saw it on that. Yep.
Yeah, well, I play with IG the most, so let's hear what IG says.
Yeah, IGZ.
What you got for Haas, IG?
Well, I was agreeing with y'all. I chimed in. What you mean?
Oh, okay. I
just
didn't
asked
know.
You didn't hear me when I was saying? I just said you was under. I agree with.
I heard that. Right.
Who
We
we got
talking
for
about who?
Earl?
He just wanted to hear your player.
Yeah.
Who we got for Earl? I know I got Beans for like a Rajah
Kendrick Perkins
Bell.
didn't even go to
Beans,
college.
Rajah Bell.
He did.
Huh?
Kendrick Perkins didn't even go to college.
He went right from high school.
Straight to the
Man,
league.
he had to have been cold.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I just was saying, Earl. You didn't
No,
hear
but
me?
I'm projecting. I'm looking at his pro game, the way he
Yeah, I was
played.
like, man,
You
that's what I'm
did.
saying.
No.
There's different points in people's lives, man.
Come on, man. We can't do that though. We just
You
gotta.
have to do it.
Earl, don't
We can't
stop. Keep going. Keep it on him. Keep it on him.
do that, though,
He keep
'cause
trying
we
to
can
get
all
that wiggle
have
out. Keep that shit on him, man.
We got moments. We all got moments. I'm just saying,
All
in terms
depends on
of
what
what
he
I
is.
saw him as an NBA. That's why I said, as an NBA player, who do we compare to? If we go back like that, of course, like he averaged 30 or something, 15,
That's
30
all
and
era
15.
teams.
Like that's ridiculous. But I'm saying his
Okay.
role in the NBA, you couldn't throw the ball to him and he was making moves and
No.
doing little jump hooks or shimmy or whatever drop steps.
That's unfair, man.
But of
I'm like,
course,
a
respect
lot
In
him.
the
of
NBA,
us-
that was his role.
We're
in the
doing
NBA.
this for fun. It's
If
for
we was
fun.
lucky enough to.
This is for fun. Have some fun with us, man.
Man, you
I'm
said
trying.
for Earl, I'm gonna go Derek Harper or Patrick Beverly.
Ooh. Okay, I give him a more skilled Beverly. Derek Harper, that's a good
Well,
one.
that's why I said Derek Harper. Like you cut them in half.
I was gonna say Bledsoe.
Ooh,
He
that's
had
a
the
good
explosiveness like Bloods. I remember when
That's a
Earl
good
came
one.
back two-hand dunking. I remember
no,
when you
that's-
hooped that
I
Holy
remember
Redeemer.
one year I did that.
I didn't
Nigga, hey Earl, you came back to Holy Redeemer and
after
we
college.
all came back from college and we had like a run there. It was everybody that just came back from college. And
had them big ass thighs
yeah, and he came back and he was like, we're like,
doing lunges. and
hold on, man.
squats.
What's going on, man?
I had major hops.
Yeah, it was just
Came
different.
back easy. But you wasn't jumping like that in high school.
No, that's what I'm saying. It
At
was
all.
way different. It was like,
That's
whoa,
why
hold on, man.
I'm saying like, but that'd be like me going, that summer I had hops, so then I was a dunker
Now you got hops.
because I had hops for one summer.
Kept doing it more.
I mean,
You know.
I'm like, man, I know damn well I didn't consider myself no leaper.
Yeah.
Like, I
You
mean,
wasn't. Bledsoe ain't either.
yeah, he got more hops.
Bledsoe, I think Bledsoe just with the
Nah, I think that's a good
take
one.
off on somebody.
steadiness, just being able to pick up full court, sweat you out.
Lockdown defense.
Nah, I
Right.
think that's a good one, Bledsoe, because you were always like
But see, he's smarter
you were
than
a major
Bledsoe.
athlete, even though
He's smarter
you
than Bledsoe. Earl ran a team.
skilled, offensively, I think relative to the level you were at, you did develop the same as your defense and your athleticism was. Like you still had the skill to do stuff, but
But he ran a
defense
team.
and athletic was elite. Like, and then that Oregon Washington game, Jason Terry had trouble. Like, I remember a few specific plays where just sitting in front of him, moving your feet, sliding and stuff.
But look at this. Here's a play on the for high school, because we were all being evaluated back then, and it was the Riches, the Marshalls, the Howards, all them. They had their evaluations. So think of back then, the two consummate point guards was Earl and Wendell, correct?
Yeah.
Now, think of the evaluation. It was Earl. I mean, like, what did Wendell not have to be a point guard was
offense.
No, forget all that. Come on, man. Come on. This is John Stockton type of
shortcoming.
Yeah, but
he didn't score.
But I'm saying, that wasn't. I feel like for Earl, he's stabilized. He's the equilibrium of a team. What's the name? Wendell could go because he had the flash and stuff. He didn't do that. Could he have done that? Who knows? But the thing that was more mature about Earl, I think why he played varsity probably over us as a freshman, is that he had a maturity to his game.
Right.
Very true.
So that's a difference. I say instead of him
in life.
Him and
maturity in life.
Yeah, but that transfer, we're all learning at that time. Like, we don't know. We just want to play.
I hear what Beans is saying, and I'll say this is that and Hassan and people that's been in the gym with me, they heard me say this before, is that I think that the best thing about me, like when I played, when I was pretty good, is that I knew what I couldn't do.
See, that's fresh, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I ain't trying to do all that crazy stuff.
I didn't know that stuff back
I was like, but could I do we all went to clinic and did like the little drills and stuff, but I got in the game and I wasn't trying to do the.
You was a volume shooter.
It was like,
what's the name would have tried.
I knew what I couldn't do, and I stayed away from that. And I tried.
Dale was going to try to UTEP two-step and break your ankles.
And I was like, and I used to watch other people play, and I'd watch them and go, man, he can't do that. And it used to just amaze me to see people trying to do stuff that I'm looking at them going, I know you can't do that. Why are you even trying it? Is what
you say. I'm better than you. Why are you trying?
Man,
yeah. So I say Beans, Rajah Bell. What y'all say about that?
I can play make better than Rajah Bell. I'll take the threes and D's.
Who you got? Who you think, Beans?
Huh?
Who you think for you?
Man, I don't know if I'm all the way.
Tyronn Lue?
No, man. I want Fred VanVleet.
Oh, VanVleet. You think you want to jump?
take
Beans
some
is like kind of a
I
think Beans kind of remind me of like a version of like a Matt Barnes.
Okay.
But only just not nearly as, talking about on our high school level.
Yeah.
But not like,
I hear you.
Obviously Matt Barnes is way taller, but
Beans
more athletic. But I'm like, the styles is kind of similar. I think the Beans kind of play with that chip on his shoulder, kind of like how Matt Barnes had to play.
Yeah, and Beans will elbow somebody in the mouth.
I was I remember when me and Beans when Beans was when we was in high school, and I first I had already kind of was like a little bit established as like a high school player, and then I went probably stayed like a weekend or something over Bino's, and man, Bino getting up in the mornings, man, he going running, man, his brother is training, and I'm like, this
in high school.
What in the hell?
I had to catch up.
I thought we was gonna go hoop. And just go, I'll go play against some people or something. Bino was training. And I was like looking at him like, man, but to me, that's that professional approach that I'm talking about. Is that it didn't matter who was the whole better thing, whatever that stuff, people gonna say what it is. The professional approach to me is what creates longevity.
I was just gonna say,
being athletic, you can be like lightning in the bottle one time or something. You athletic enough, you get to the pros. But the people that I think that basketball people really appreciate and admire is the professionals, man. The people that can stay years in the pros, and maybe they just, you just don't never hear nothing about them, man. And so
habits.
When you think about people at the highest level, I think it's one of the things I appreciate the most about LeBron James, is that, and some of this we were saying about Tyrone in a sense, is that when you find players that are that good, for them also to have a certain amount of humility and still be cool is rare, man. It's rare to see people be like that good and still be that professional, and like all the time, man. And so
we know that
when I saw that, man, it definitely stood out, Beans, man. At a young age, going.
I remember you coming over and then you was like, well, man, where are they playing at? Like, man, we're gonna play later, but we're gonna do this in between, like.
Yeah, right.
Man, Beans, man, we used to really get it in. Also,
I was just Salvation Army.
Almost
Salvation Army
type stuff. Like we was doing stuff.
We started late, man. Like,
reminded,
was early on,
trying to catch up.
Yeah, that's why we had to do that.
But we know in the grand scheme of life, like those habits are always, when it irons out in the end, they're gonna have a higher value, and you're gonna be in a higher place. Like Beans had them habits even before he was really even good or dominant on the court, and then as we even through college, like even after college, Beans was still getting better. Like it was, I would say your prime was after you were done.
Oh, hell yeah.
Competitively.
Better after college.
You know what I mean? Exactly. So that's where the habits of life, and that's almost like what we're talking about now. And we do got to talk about the call outs, y'all. Don't try to think.
That's when we look at.
We ain't gonna skip the call outs.
And Haas, but that's when Ivan can really speak on it. When we were, we cultivated that stuff early on till we got it to where it was professional at that point when we were in college there and hitting the early weight room, the workouts, then hitting Portland State to play. Then it was like pro-am over facility. It was something every day. Haas was all involved in all that stuff too. It was that's what we cultivate up to the professionalism. I know for myself, I look back now, like that was the process was learned for me now to pass the blueprint on. Absolutely. It wasn't about the, like you said, Earl,
pros.
Yeah. It wasn't about the the culmination of the thing. Cause you said it was like, well, if I look at my career realistically, like the one that you wanted to have the success, like you had the great success early. If I look at mine, it's always like I was always just kind of getting it and stuff. And like probably my best year, my sophomore year at Clark. But after that, it's like we understand it now. You go from high school to college. You got to like figure some stuff out fast. If you decide, say you had JUCO, now you got to go to a 4-year. You got to, I don't care what level you go to, you got to figure some stuff out fast. If you doing like where you went from a certain position and then you got to change the position, all this stuff is like quick learning. You said one of the most important things, knowing what you can and can't do. How many for all of us, when did that process settle in? I would say probably not till about sophomore year of college for me, where I'm really looking at like, man, kind of stay away from some of this stuff. It's not before that. So all that maturity, you see how everybody comes in and develops at different levels and stages.
Right.
It's but I would say instead of Van Vliet, Danny Green. Probably more like
he said Van Vliet.
Probably more like a Danny Green.
Said a Danny Green?
Danny Green.
You had a little,
See that?
Because you developed into a shooter, like that was your role.
Yeah.
You got older.
I remember the pro-am. I remember the pro-am up at Grant when Bino blew the nets off And look at people were so hating on Bino in the crowd because they couldn't believe that Bino was out here. I mean, Bino might have hit 12, 13 3-pointers in this game, man. I'm not.
And
lying.
It was against Dickow. I remember
You know what I'm talking about, B.
It was against
And
Dickow.
I'm talking about Blue D Nets.
But the funny thing is, though, whether that was a college game or that game, that shit probably felt the same good. When you was doing it that day, you could have been at Duke or something. That shit would have felt the same. Well, maybe not.
Well, that's the essence of what basketball is, right? Like,
exactly.
Whoever is balling, that's what they feel like. You said it earlier. You like, man, I this place I play like my open gym. That's what you're supposed to say is like what your authentic game is.
Right.
And are you able to take that on? Most of us understand. We're clear about it. I was here. Hell no, not there. Like, you're lying to yourself if not, or you better get yourself good enough to do it.
There you go.
Right.
And why not? Because I know I can be honest with myself to say, really, if I grew more, like if I was Sir One's height, I could have maybe had that same game I had and been a pro. But at my
if I was 6'8",
my height, I needed to get better. I didn't work hard enough.
If I was 6'8",
do what I had to do at my height.
Right. I needed to be a guard. My whole game needed to change.
But really, we should have been doing that, Haas, where we said, nah, I ain't playing no big man right now.
And the cold part is all I had to do was just follow eBay, and I didn't do that.
There you go.
I'm about to say, why y'all didn't just do what Ime was doing? Even in practice,
I did that in open gym, but not the level that Ime did.
Right. Even in the P State practices with Ime's size and his ability, even when we did like one-on-one drills and everything, just because his size, I was the only one that could really body him up, get physical with him,
you knew his
and
game.
be aggressive with him.
I'm saying you knew his game. He could probably punk them dudes on a whole nother level because they didn't know him. You knew him. You knew where to get out of here with all that stuff, man. I know where you
I remember IG and him used to go at it. IG used to go up there.
IG wasn't going back down to him.
We used to go up there, but we was still like after we was done playing, like you said, Beans. That's when me and IG got together. When we started being roommates,
lived together.
We used to go to the facility, and then he was going there through the PSU workout connection, and then we was just going there through the Ime and Medina connection, and then we was like all working out, and then but we used to go up to PSU all the time. Like you had the keys. What you had the keys or the code or something, IG? But we used to go in there on the lake and just hoop.
And I remember
I used to go at it
when he first came.
But we was all going at it, like really hooping. Like, and we ain't pros. Like this is after college, but we going doing like after hours type.
Oh, real workouts,
hooping.
like some
real workouts and hooping. Yeah.
You're telling me.
Listen up,